You are listening to the only show where a former police officer, alongside a current law school student, tackle politics, the legal system, and corruption. The show known around the world as Qualified Immunity. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to COVID Round 2.
Oh gosh.
What? I'm not wrong. It's COVID Round 2. What else do you want me to call this?
Yeah.
Bullshit round? I can't say that because I'm gonna catch hate again if I say that. COVID's real. I understand COVID's real. I also understand that influenza is real, and herpes is real, and chlamydia is real, and strep throat is real.
You're not going around that chlamydia was just a
what?
story invented by the government to keep people from having sex.
No.
Oh, okay. Personal experience?
No!
Oh, okay. Just wasn't sure. You seem very accepting of that.
I've had friends in my lifetime call me, ask me what this is, and I'm like, you need to go see a doctor.
Oh, my. What? Okay.
You ask.
I'm not calling you if I have an STD. I'm just letting you know that now.
If you have an STD, we have way bigger issues than your fact that you have an STD.
I'm not calling you if I have an STD.
I'm just saying, there's more, like, you understand you get an STD there.
Thanks.
Well, if you set that up that easy, I wouldn't.
Yeah. I'm not calling you if
I really hope you did. Anything that has to do with that S, just don't call me. I'm to the age where I've had enough of those phone calls in my life. I'm done.
I don't understand why people are calling you about that in the first place. Like,
Knock on wood, I've never had an STD in my entire life. And I'm happily married now, so I should never have another, like, theoretically, relationship with a strange person.
Theoretically.
I mean, if I want to keep breathing. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm surprised she hasn't killed you already. So.
Exactly. However, that being said, welcome to COVID Part 2. Where the rules are made up and none of them really matter. Okay, so what got me started on this is the governor of Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch that?
Until it pissed me off.
Oh, okay. Can't get COVID after 11.
You can't.
It's not possible.
Like,
or you can't get it before 11.
Can't we just come to the determination that lockdowns don't actually work?
Well, actually, if you look at, I don't know if this is still true. A couple months ago, if you looked at the states with the most restrictions related to COVID, those were the states that, after those restrictions were put in place, didn't fare well in COVID. Like, the restrictions don't seem to be helping anything.
Well, and somebody at work today made a really, really good point. The increase in positives are going up because of the increase in testing.
That is an argument that you could make. The other thing is, kids are back in school now. I mean, if you're really worried about spreading COVID, why are they back in school?
They weren't, or they're not now.
Yeah.
Like, but everybody around us went virtual again. This is the thing, and I don't necessarily agree with a bunch of things that get mandatedly taught in public schools. Like, I don't agree with the public school structure. That's what it really comes down to.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you're worried about COVID.
No, however, like, this goes back to the social development of children is highly dependent on social.
Okay.
Like, I legitimately think there's a lot of arguments about public education and homeschool. I get it. one of the biggest reasons that I will most likely send, granted, it's going to be a small country rural school.
Mhm.
One of the biggest reasons I will send my kids to public education is one, there's not a private school within 30, 40, 50 miles of my house, my new house. And two, they want that social interaction. However, this is my problem with public education. If my kid, give my kid the list of stuff to do, let them do it, and ignore the grade number.
Okay.
What? Do you not wish you could do that? Like, go back and start over from kindergarten, and they just let you go, and you have to go to school from August to May.
Okay.
However far you get,
Yeah.
is however far you get. There's not. I don't know how to explain this well.
You mean don't worry about finishing out the curriculum?
Not even that.
I'm not sure I understand that.
What held me back was I got bored.
Oh, okay.
I say held me back. What made me end up getting crappy grades is I'm like sitting there going,
Yeah, because you weren't studying things that you were interested in.
it wasn't even that. It's I understood it. Why do I have to wait through to take the test?
Okay.
So if you restructure public education where my daughter will get there first, if she can do kindergarten in a semester,
Yeah.
the entire curriculum,
Yeah.
let her do it.
Yeah.
Let her go to first grade, and she does that the entire semester. You go to school from August to May. However much you get done,
Yeah.
set the curriculum all the way through 12th grade.
Yeah.
However much you get done, you get done.
Yeah.
If you get to 13 and you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
However, that being said, a lot of people are going to disagree. Well, you don't know if they actually got her or if they. I wish charter schools would have been a thing. I have a catch-22 to that. I wish charter schools would have been a thing when I was going to school, but then I also would have lost a bunch of the social interaction because I went to a really big high school.
Yeah.
Really big high, one of the top 3 or 4 biggest high schools in the state at the time.
Yeah.
So I would have lost a lot of that social interaction. I don't know. Anyway, that's my side tangent on public education.
Yeah.
However, I do think kids need to be social, and social development is a thing, and the only way you develop socially is being social. Therefore, let's take the curriculum and the actual quote unquote education off the table for a minute. How much are you damning these kids in their social development when apparently, millennials and Gen Zs, all they do is stare at their phone and have no social skills? Well, what the hell do you think you're doing right now? Well, COVID. You are more likely to die from influenza than COVID. Oh my god. That comment of $166 for a 16 pack of toilet paper on Amazon. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Pun intended. This is legitimately the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god, COVID's gonna kill us all. Shut the country down. To hell with it all. We don't need,
You know it's gonna get worse,
I'm
right?
not sure it ever gets better. That's my point, you're very, very close, and we almost did it last time, but you're very, very close again to a point of no return. Because look, everybody can do everything from distance and virtual, and hell, I'm in car sales now. It's one of those Carvana. I'm gonna have to find another career in 5 years because things like Carvana, where you order it online and make your payment online and do everything online, and they ship you your car and you just show, oh yeah, that's the car I want. It's like you order a freaking pizza now. It's a BMW 3 Series.
Yeah.
The future is not going to be in person. But once you get past the point of no return, where it comes to authoritarianism like this, look how much crime dropped. Look how much motor vehicle collisions dropped. Look how much we should just do this forever.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pick on something else. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol came out with an accountability point system that they're going to start doing in 2021.
I was wondering if this was going
And oh, dude, I didn't know if you were in class. Is the only reason I didn't call you and like just bitch about this for 45 solid minutes. But you get points. You get more points, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you're more accountable if you write more tickets.
Well, you're not missing this, right? Like they get time off for the points. Is that? Did I read that wrong?
That's the way I read it.
Yeah, that's important. Like to know what those points actually mean. Like
Yeah,
you get more time off if you write more tickets or, charge people with more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which this is like Oklahoma private prisons.
Oh, this is gonna be like
You're incentivizing
you're
basically more crime.
You literally are incentivizing more crime.
Yeah.
Because resisting arrest,
Yeah.
that's easy.
Well,
Like resisting arrest is so easy to charge.
I sent that to somebody and they mentioned the resisting arrest and I said I'll have to look and do some research to see what the threshold of that actually is because I don't know. I imagine it's pretty light.
Probable cause is harder to get.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I mean, I'll look it up. I like what the actual elements of the crime were. Ouija. Uniform jury instructions. Because I mean, I'm telling you, it is legitimately. Oh. Crap. Resisting arrest, Oklahoma.
I have the statute, but I haven't gone to the Ouija yet.
Ouija. There it is.
Got it.
No person may be convicted of resisting a peace officer / executive officer unless the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt each element of the crime. These elements are: first, knowingly; secondly, by use of force or violence; third, resisting; fourth, a peace officer; fifth, in the performance of his official duty.
Force or violence.
Force.
Yeah.
Does it actually say the definition of force? No, it doesn't.
There's probably a case on that, but I'm not gonna
I really don't think there is, because if you pull away, that's force. It just, you're talking about resisting arrest is like.
I love how they put knowingly in there, like.
You gotta have intent.
Yeah, I know. Which I understand that's required for every crime, but on the other hand, it's like, how do you do that without knowing about it?
Well, and here's. I don't know if it's in here. No, because that's committee comments. See, my theory behind that is: can a drunk person be charged with resisting arrest?
Oh, that's first year law student stuff.
Because I'm sitting there going knowingly.
They talk about that generally for basically every crime because every crime has a knowing or some sort of intent.
Some sort of intent element.
And there's some debate about where, like, if you're intoxicated, willfully intoxicated, because if you're not willfully intoxicated, that's something else. But being willfully intoxicated, I'm pretty sure, like, there are different thresholds of intent.
Yeah, and there's the whole drunkenness is no. There's a lot of times in about every state law where drunkenness is no defense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get why they say that, but it is.
I forget exactly where the threshold is on that because I think for willfully, it's different for willfully, different for knowingly, different for all of those.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
But you're almost to a point of no return, because think about this. Wait till the point system comes out for. It's on. I think it's a scale of 1 to 3.
I didn't think about that in relation to COVID. That's interesting.
See what I put them together.
So they might actually start enforcing COVID.
Exactly.
Which makes sense because the state issued new
Now, Oklahoma hasn't gone as far as like some of the lockdown states have. Like I say, lockdown states like New York and California. If you live there, move.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can vouch for this. I love the state of California.
Yeah.
Like I literally until about 2 years ago had a dream of living north of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I could literally go tell you the street I wanted to live on north of LA. And there's houses there. Then the house I wanted to buy one day is still there. Like subconsciously, I'm like, I still want to live there. I still want like, can I take a helicopter ride to a Dodgers game? Like one of those. I can't. Anyway, I digress. But if you live in LA, California, New York, anywhere close to the Pacific Ocean, I would move because I'm going to tell you this right here now. There's two, like, you go up into, even California, you go in the Inland Empire, it's a totally different world. You go, like, up to the northeast part of California, it would resemble Oklahoma more than it would resemble SoCal. Same thing with Eastern Washington, Eastern Oregon. They're basically West Idaho. Like they're legitimately not even close to what you think of when you think of California. Which is funny because if you go look at the map, especially during, like, I bet if I pulled up the presidential map for California, there's a lot of it that's red. And people don't realize that. There's a lot of Republicans in California.
Yeah, a lot of. Is it Orange County that everybody moves here? Like everybody that I've ever met from California in Oklahoma
is from Orange County.
Which
the irony is they're in Southern California.
Yeah.
Like it's literally right next to Los Angeles County.
Yeah.
And the irony of that is their new congresswoman is a Republican.
Yeah.
Like that story got totally missed in the news, really, of the Republicans picked up 5 or 6 seats in the House of not enough to flip it, but 5 or 6 seats in the House of Representatives. One of them was Orange County, California, and that is California. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, generally speaking, the irony is, generally speaking, most of that goes red. But I will say this. However, I will say this. You're also talking about Trump being one of the most divisive presidents in the history of mankind. This is what's crazy to me, though. 8 million people voted for Trump. 8 million people voted for Biden. 4 million people voted for Trump in California. So everybody thinks California is this whole like, oh my God, it went 90% Biden. 99% Biden.
That's a lot of people not voting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One thing.
Because I mean that means 12 million. Well, I can't believe that. 12 million people in the state of California voted.
Yeah.
Not gonna know something.
Population of California. Well, they've got what 55 votes in the electoral college.
They're 39.5 million. Call it 40. But call it 40. Hell, in all reality, call it 50. But we won't get into that. According to Google, they have 39.5 million people. 12 million people voted. So 33% of California voted. And the irony is, 33% of California votes voted for Donald Trump. Like California is not as blue as everybody thinks it is.
No.
SoCal and like San Diego. San Diego. I will say this though, a lot of conservatives and Republicans in California are not the same kind of conservative and Republican in South Carolina or in Oklahoma or even in Texas. Like every conservative Republican I've met in California is really libertarian. California also has one of the most dipped up voting systems you will ever see in your entire life.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know their whole deal?
No.
I don't remember how it's phrased, but basically in a primary, the top two people that get the most votes go to the general election.
Oh, okay.
Party be damned.
Yeah.
So there are spots in California where your two options come November is Democrat or Democrat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to say did that gubernatorial race recently. The top two spots were Democrat versus Democrat. It was a major state race. I'm in Pelosi's district. I don't know. But there was a major race on either the gubernatorial level or the federal level in the state of California where the only options was Democrat or Democrat. That's like at that point, it's oh, because when Newsom elected, when he elected over another Democrat,
May have been. I don't know.
like that's one of those. But everybody goes, "Oh, is California losing population?" This is what's crazy. Legitimately, California is still gaining people. The estimates, which indicates the California population grew by 141,300 people between July 1st, 2018 and July 1st, 2019, signal a 0.35% growth rate, down from 0.57 the prior 12 months, the two lowest recorded growth rates since 1990. Like, are people leaving California? Yes. Is California still growing? Yes. I think it's mind-boggling to me. What?
4 of California's Democrats in Congress lost to members of their own party in 2012.
Yeah.
Which means four races in 2012 were Democrat versus Democrat.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of times you don't get the chance in California for a Republican to get in, period.
Yeah.
But you get outside of you get outside of LA and the major populations are in the Bay Area, Sacramento. You get outside of there, there's a lot of red in California.
Number 1.
That's number 1.
I didn't miss one, did I?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
But you do. You get outside of LA, get outside of San Fran, get outside of major metropolitan areas. There is a massive ton of conservative / I call them libertarians in California. Like they don't care about anything. Just leave us alone. The town like Bakersfield is really
Yeah. I know a lot of people from Bakersfield.
But even that being said, I digress to what I initially said. If you live in one of these states, move. Because what you're going to see with this whole COVID lockdown, because I tell you, I'm going to call this right now and it's going to play out. People aren't going to listen to Newsom or Comos or any other governor's bullshit when it comes to, everybody's having funerals for their turkey, not Thanksgiving. Because funerals, you can have 30 people. Thanksgiving, you can only have 6 or 12 or whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's totally like everybody. I'm telling you, there will be some amazing lawyers after COVID because they all had funerals for their turkey. And come Christmas, they're all going to have funerals for their ham. Like, I mean, it's going to be great. But the problem you're running into is we have to shut this down. We have to shut this down. And even it's got to Oklahoma, which is why I've said if it turns into you start seeing like states go under, it'll be a minute before it gets here.
Yeah.
It'll be a minute before it gets to Texas. It'll be a minute before it gets to Kansas. I mean, in all honesty, Wyoming's going to ask, huh? Like,
to be fair, there are some places in Oklahoma where there are restrictions, but they're all municipal. I mean, it's all
but it's never been
regulation.
Like, it's never been overblown and authoritarian, which it's not yet. Like it is in.
I mean, it's not like other states, but there are some cities in Oklahoma where it's. I think it's pretty bad.
Oh.
Is that another yawn?
No.
Trying really hard over this.
Oh yeah, it's trying really hard. But you get this moment where it's Okay, what do you do now? Well, okay, let's start incentivizing by a point system. And a lot of municipalities have done this for years, the whole point system deal, because quotas are illegal. These point systems somehow.
Depends on who you ask.
Quotas are illegal, accountability systems are not. And you chose this. This is the way.
Just yes.
Hey, Biden's about to be president, bro. They're gonna go.
Maybe I'll go into the market as a toilet paper smuggler. Who knows? Toilet paper trafficker.
But you really are. You're coming to a moment in time of you have to look at the idea of this will never go back to normal. I mean,
that's why they call it a new normal.
Well, and Ticketmaster, is it Ticketmaster? It's already coming out with the whole to go to a concert you have to have proof of a COVID vaccine. Dude,
well,
I don't get a flu shot because I don't trust it, and that crap has been around for 50 years. Probably not that long, but
at least 20.
At least 30.
Yeah, I mean it's been around since the 90s, I think.
It's been around since I was born.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just Ticketmaster either. There are some airlines that are cracking down. I mean,
show me your COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Which.
No. But I know I'm going to say this and it's going to happen. I'm going to be real pissed if things in Vegas start going, okay, as soon as you submit your payment for your room and pay our asinine resort fee that goes straight to the state of Nevada, that is like $60. Like you can get a room in Vegas for like $19, $29, $39 off season, but then it automatically tack on at least a $40 resort fee. So your $19 or your $30 room just became $70, and it pisses me off. Anyway, they start doing this whole because there's a brand new casino that opened.
Oh yeah.
And down on Fremont, and it's nothing but a sports book. Like a sports book is where you go to bet on sports. Like everybody's got a sports book.
That's not really my thing.
It's a numbers game. Like it's all patterns.
I do that on politics.
This is way more fun.
I don't know. I win a lot with politics.
Like this is way more fun. Because you have over and unders and yeah. Oh, dude, it's way more fun. And then you get like something where the team can win.
I bet on politics and card games. And that's what
you don't even have to like you talk about over and unders and plus and minuses and pushes and pulls and like it gets fun. Spreads like okay. Theoretically, because you have to think about okay.
You're talking to the guy who literally wants to start a Savak tournament.
How am I friends with you?
Don't act like you don't. You don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you do.
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
Oh yeah, you do.
Oh God. But you gotta think about this. Say, this weekend's Bedlam. OU LSU. For anybody that doesn't know this, it's a thing in Oklahoma.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, because you're off Facebook. I forget.
Yeah.
I'll send you the meme. Been shared 100.
Oh my god.
It's been shared 146 times so far.
The really sad part is Bedlam memes are like, they're like Democrat liberal memes. Like they're always terrible and incredibly repetitive. Like you see the same one over and over and over again. It's like that's stupid. I hate them. And you're gonna show me one right now, aren't you?
I'm gonna text it to you. What? Is that? I think it's actually a good one. I'm gonna text it to one of the groups. You'll get a kick out of it. See?
That's not just a Bedlam meme. That's it. That's a Joe meme.
I know. But I saw that. And I've got
It's funny because both sides have the same opinion of the other side.
which is so ridiculous. If you no, sorry, never mind.
What?
It's so ridiculous if you've ever gone to the University of Oklahoma
Why?
because it is not hillbillies and rednecks.
Yeah, because they don't make it to OU. They sit on their porch in their OU shirt and yell about it.
I made it to OU.
Now I'm gonna say what came to mind immediately.
Yeah, I know.
That's-
I didn't graduation. I ran out of money.
Most of the people wearing OSU stuff went to OSU.
I don't believe that for a bit.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Went there maybe. Graduated no.
No, but a lot of people that wear OU stuff never even made it to OU.
That's. I mean, that's OU's a brand. OSU's a school.
This is true.
Like it's one because I've always said the most.
Been one of my biggest gripes about OU for a long time.
Oh, it's a brand.
Yeah.
It's
It's a merchandising machine.
it's OU's a legacy. Like
That's a really, really nice way to put that, but okay.
OU's been dominant in football since the 50s. OSU's been dominant in men in spandex wrestling each other. What?
Did you wrestle when you were in school?
No.
I must be mistaken. Oh, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. You're right.
I was like, I did not wrestle. I never had the desire to wrestle. Football, baseball, and soccer. What?
Soccer.
What?
Communists.
Soccer is a harder sport than football.
There are two kinds of countries on this planet: those who win World Cups and those who have been to the moon.
That's not true. USA women.
This is true. But we don't play soccer here.
Everybody says that. Everybody's like, we don't play soccer. We don't play soccer. You go to Stillwater, America, or Norman, or Edmond, or Enid, or Altus, or like go to any place, and there will be a soccer complex. And
Funded by
then,
the state.
huh?
Funded by the
It's
state.
not funded by the state. Edmonds is completely privately owned.
That's true. There's this awkward tie with soccer and communism. I'm not a fan.
You know why soccer is so popular?
Hmm.
You know what you need to play soccer? Something cylindrical. Coconut, basketball, soccer ball.
That's spherical.
What did I say? Cylindrical? Sorry,
Yes.
spherical. Oh, I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
When you did graduate. Sorry.
No, I haven't come back to that. I won't. Yeah, well, I don't have student loans. That's
I'm going to be making more than you are.
yeah.
Debatable the first 2 years. Debatable the first 2 years.
I mean, after year 2 or 3, I can see it, but I'm like, yeah. Unless I just pull out my entrepreneur streak and.
Well, I've got one of those too. I mean, don't.
Yeah, you're gonna roll the window down the plane. I know.
It's not the only one.
Clean the windows.
You asked the question, and I was like,
Oh, are they auto windows or
no.
auto up, auto down? I didn't know if you're gonna get like the Lariat of planes, the heated cooled seats, auto windows.
No, I'm going to be buying planes from like the 40s.
But
What? Hey, if they've been in the air this long, they've got to be pretty durable.
you know, everybody gives me crap for not finishing. I'm like, you don't understand how much
I'm
anti-debt I
sorry.
am.
Don't take it
No,
personally.
somebody said that
I know you're sensitive.
I am kind of sensitive, depending on where you touch me. A
Oh
couple,
my god. Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
A mutual friend of ours was giving me crap the other day he went to OSU, and I went to OU, and neither one of us finished. Well, I guess he technically finished later, but it's like the difference is you didn't finish. I'm like, I don't have any debt. Like,
I mean, I got out of undergrad without any debt.
you didn't go to OU for undergrad either.
No, because I'm not stupid.
Jeez. That was,
I can do math,
oh my god.
and 50,000 a year is, that's bad math.
It's 50 grand a year now.
If you include tuition and fees, I think undergrad is somewhere around there. I could be wrong. That's what I've
I
heard.
would say when I was there 10 years ago, it was 22 a year.
I mean, law school is 20 grand a year.
If you lived off campus, it was 22 a year.
Yeah, that's too much. That's
20,
bad math.
like 22, 25 a year.
My undergrad would have cost somewhere around 5 grand a year. Wait. I see. I don't even know because I didn't pay it. I don't know if that was 5 grand a year or 5 grand a semester. Either way, it's cheap.
And you went to a private college.
No, I didn't.
It's public?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It's just incredibly small.
I legitimately thought it was private.
But I didn't even pay for it. I got a scholarship based on my ACT score. So.
Yeah, I blew through some. Right.
Yeah.
That is one of those, like, I've thought about it, and about a year ago, I almost went back. Almost. I'm like, it's not worth the money. What?
Just do it online.
See, that's why I was going to go back, because, like, OU's online apparatus
Yeah.
the last 18 months, especially the last 6 months,
Yeah.
has drastically, like, improved. But there's also something. Every time I think about going back, something you said to me one day is the entire reason I don't. They're educated people and they're intelligent people, and you
Well-
can be both. However,
I don't know if I said that. I know a lot of people who
you know a lot of people who are educated, and you know a lot of people who are intelligent.
no, because I wouldn't have said it that way.
It was the way you said it
roughly
was.
the same thing.
Yeah, the way you said it was like there's educated people and there's intelligent people, and a lot of times they don't.
I know a lot of people with PhDs that are less educated than people that I know that are self-educated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put in my own verbiage. That is a very true statement. There's educated people and there's intelligent people, and that just because you're one does not mean you're the other.
Sorry, just
What?
sayings that my dad taught me when I was little. The other thing he used to say is, you pay for your education one way or the other.
Yeah, you do.
And the meaning, of course, is
I graduated from a university. University had hard knocks and bad decisions.
yeah.
I mean, there is something to be said for how do you get wisdom, bad decisions.
Yeah. Well, that's the meaning of the phrase. I mean, if you learn it up front, you don't have to learn it by breaking something later.
See, people laugh at this. I have learned a lot more by breaking something than I ever have by reading a book on how it works.
Well, yeah, but you could have paid somebody else to teach you that, hey, don't do this because that hurts.
Yeah, I could have paid somebody.
Yeah.
See, there's the problem. I could have paid somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to pay anybody that I don't have to. I only make 57 cents out of every dollar I actually earn, so
Penny wise.
pound foolish.
Yeah.
Why do I sound like a cheapskate here now? You're way cheaper than I am.
Because I know it's cheaper up front. Well, it's cheaper in the long run to be more expensive up front sometimes. Let's say that.
Nah. I don't know. I think there's very, very, very few things that you need a college degree, a bachelor's degree, or a graduate degree to do.
This is also true.
Very few.
If your employer requires that as a prerequisite to come to work, they're stupid.
I understand why they do it. They want to see commitment. That's what I mean. That's what I was always told is the reason employers want bachelor's degrees or at least associate's degrees is it proves you can stay committed to something for 2 to 4 years. Yada yada. There's very, 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 in my opinion, there's very few things you need a bachelor's degree to adequately do. That more often than not, an apprenticeship would fit better.
I don't think it accurately shows commitment either. But
I don't either. I think you get ingrained in your head. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't finish because I know where I would have gone. I know what I would have done. I'd live in New York right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, what I was going to school to do, I would have lived in most likely New York. New York City. I would have most likely lived in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you be doing now?
Moving to Florida. Just like everybody else in Manhattan's doing.
If you get out through the lockdown.
That's true. But it goes back to the same thing. What is a lot of people in Manhattan doing right now? Moving to Florida.
Yeah.
Why? Because Florida's not fascist yet. Because everybody, they're going to run this gambit of COVID to the point that you have a digital infrastructure that you never have to leave your house, with the exception of necessities, so groceries, etc. Well, everybody's doing delivery. I mean, I know Walmart's doing delivery now, even in the little town I live around.
Yeah.
Like, I literally live in the middle of, you can vouch for this, I'm building a house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I can get groceries delivered from Walmart. If I can get groceries delivered, like, you need to go ask some of your friends from back where you came from and see if Walmart will deliver out there. Because, like, Walmart Plus just started like 3 weeks, a month ago. See if you can get groceries delivered out there.
I doubt it.
I doubted it too. So I typed the address in and it said minimum $30 or $40 order, it gets delivered. It's. Are you looking it up?
I'm working on it.
That's one of those, like, COVID is going to be an excuse that's going to be used to turn into. I guess I could text some old friends back up there and see if they can get rid of, because there's one person I know that would get groceries delivered out there if she could. Anyway, COVID's going to be used as an excuse for years. COVID has just started.
I don't think it's available.
Like, COVID is going to get used for years.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning of COVID, and if anybody ever doubts it, like, you're going to see inflation, and you're like, oh God. What this is perfectly setting us up for is like the comment on YouTube. $166 for a 16 packet toilet paper on Amazon. What's that? You know what is that perfectly setting up to do? Price control. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you this right now, it's also knocking out a bunch of minimum wage jobs.
Yeah.
Servers, bartenders. There's a lot of things that could get knocked out real easy in a digital world that people haven't quite comprehended yet, and I would hurry up and do it because, newsflash, it's here. I mean, really, schools are back online. Universities, I think, will be back online by December. People are going to ignore these stupid rules for Thanksgiving. Somehow there's going to be a massive COVID outbreak between Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year. And then January, it's going to be, oh my God, we're not in the red anymore. We're like flashing red. We have to shut it all down now. I'm telling you, January, and the irony is, I can see January 21st. It's like the whole mask mandate. Masks don't work unless you're wearing N95 or higher because it just doesn't work. It can still get through. Like, the pillowcase you have on your fucking face does not help you not catch something. And then people are like, you're right, it doesn't help you, but it's to help you prevent you from spreading it to others. Like,
Do Do you remember like all the stages we went through with the mask? Like it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It does work. It doesn't work. It does work. It does. It doesn't. 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 And does.
Well, you know, the most recent announcement from the CDC
Says it doesn't work.
No, their announcement now. Well, I don't know if it's from the CDC. Doctors have said on television, like statewide, it does work, and it not only protects the person across the room, it also protects you.
I don't believe if you're wearing N95 or higher, I believe that.
Well, we've heard so many different stories about
the pillowcase on your
Yeah.
face is not going to protect you. And somebody on Mayor Dolt's Facebook the other day was like, I was at Home Depot. They need to make an enforcement. Like, holy crap! I was gonna go in there and say it, and somebody beat me to it. Okay, Karen. But she was like, you need to make an enforcement arm to this because I saw two people in Home Depot, and I walked up and asked them why if they would put a mask on. They both refused. So I called 911, and 911 told me that can only be enforced by code. It's just a whole other, like, only inside of law enforcement do you understand that. And it's one of those, it's a code issue, man. I don't know, it's a civil issue. That's not what I'm telling. Anyway. But she went in this rant and she goes, then I asked for a manager, and the manager was like, I don't know what to tell you. We have exemptions. And she goes, and nobody would help me, and this is ridiculous. And somebody goes, you know it didn't work. And she goes, it's not to protect you, it's to protect other people in case you're a carrier. Listen, Karen, I don't give a shit. Unless you're paying me, I'm not wearing one.
Well, that person responded with, you know they don't work. My response usually is, you can stay home.
And that's what somebody else went into. Was like, you can stay home. And no, and she responded.
If you're the one that's
worried, she responded to it and she said, "Actually, this is not circa 1939. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have something to the effect of I shouldn't have to stay home because it's the law. People should follow the law." Is that not like circa 1939? Like at this point, it's the overreach is ridiculous. You want to wear a mask, fine. You want to threaten people with jail time and their freedom.
Well, the other thing is that tells me you're not actually worried about getting it, because if you were stay at home, if you're actually worried about getting it, stay at home.
They care about what the law says.
Yeah, they just want you to follow the
law. They
want
the power. Like they peg their husband at home, want the power.
Yeah.
Sorry, I might need to edit that. I'm not editing it out. That was no offense to anybody that likes that. It's just I don't get it. What? It's all a power grab. It's like it's the same people that run an HOA because we have to have a homeowners association to make sure our property values don't decrease because of that slob on the corner. Get bent. Get bent.
I just thought of something.
Oh, would you like to share with the class?
So, like social contract and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what the term efficient breach means?
Not in the middle of the night.
So, in law school, in contracts class, they teach you about efficient breach, which is basically, hey, I'm going to go ahead and breach the contract. I know what the terms are. I know you're going to be out this. I know I'm going to benefit this. I'll just go ahead and breach, and you can sue me. Like, it's fine. Like, just go ahead and do that. Basically, you're saying I accept the repercussions of breaching the contract.
Okay.
That's basically what not following the law is. Like, willfully not following the law. Like, I accept the punishment for this.
See, but I don't.
Well, when you're not wearing a mask.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's at best it's unconstitutional. At worst, it's.
Well, you could make the argument that the whole code thing, like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, true. The irony that you're trying to make a mask mandate. It's not a mandate. It's a suggestion because you have no enforcement arm.
Yeah. That's probably not a good theory to put out there, though. Actually, because the theory. Well, this is getting really deep into contract law.
Waiting, sweetheart.
So, The theory behind litigation on contract breach is to make both parties whole or restore them to their previous positions.
Yeah.
Litigation on breach of the social contract.
You're never going to make people like that whole again, though, because
Well,
they just want you under their thumb.
that kind of suggests that you don't have rights before the social contract.
Yep, it does.
That's not good.
Almost like it was set up like that.
Sorry to put that out into the world.
Almost like it was set up like that. Like, legitimately, all these people, like, if you're getting screamed at because of a mask mandate by somebody, I don't care if it's Dylan or Karen or whoever in the middle of Home Depot,
Yeah.
like, the amount of, honest to God, if you're screaming, like, if you're like, sir, you need to put a mask on, and I say no, and you're like, okay, I'm walking about your business, whatever. If you turn around and start screaming at me and get irate with me, the amount of profanity I'm going to throw back at you while everybody listens to me, like, I don't have a problem with making you the most embarrassed heifer in the entire store.
Yeah.
And anybody that
it's not hard in Oklahoma either.
yeah, and anybody that knows me knows I have no issue with this.
Yeah.
Don't you love when a plan comes together? Like, shit. I need to say that. Like, but if you set yourself up like it, it's just like all the back and forth wit that you and I do, you or any of our other like mutual friends all have with each other. It's pop, 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 pop. Like, if you set yourself up to the point of you're screaming at me in a retail environment, especially if my children are there. God help your soul if my children are there, because I promise you, I can get louder.
Yeah.
But if you're screaming at me in a social in a retail store because I don't have a mask on, have fun, because I'm going to come right back at you. And I am going to degrade you to the point that you just want to crawl out the store and pretend you were never there. Because that's all it is pure pressure. It's pure pressure and social degrading of people. Like, why aren't you wearing a mask? I don't know. Why are you eating a Twinkie, fat ass? Like, if people want to go, and that's the problem. If people want to go there, they're gonna go there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't we just like all just split up and have our nice little?
Can't you just not?
Can't you just not? But I think I'm done with this whole. I have a medical exemption and. And it happened on a recent outing I took to a baseball game, where I walked into one of my favorite restaurants, and the chick behind the counter decided to scream at me about it, and I screamed back. And all of a sudden, apparently, in the great state of Texas, she realized some people from Oklahoma have bigger things than people in Texas. 'Cause I, like, call the cops. Call them. Please. Oh, please do. Please call them. Please call them. Tell me where to sign for my $9 ticket. I'm done being pushed around by people who think they know better, etc. Because for every one you can find, every doctor, for every one person you can find that has MD after their name, that says masks work, you can find one that says masks don't. I'm done. I quit. I'm done. If you come at me with that, I'm going to come back at you. Like, sir, you have a mask on. No, I'm good.
Yeah. No, I've actually done that.
I do it every time. Like,
yeah.
Okay, not anymore, but when they were asking at Walmart, do you want a mask? No, I'm good. Okay.
That was
I'm
a routine of mine. I would walk in and they'd say, "Would you like a mask?" No.
I'm done. And if you get to the point of screaming at me in a retail environment, God help your soul. Like, if it's just me and I'm in, like, I don't know, gas station or Walmart or Home Depot, whatever, and you're screaming at me, I'm going to be like, if my wife and my kids are there, I'm done with this, because if I let this happen, the irony of a slippery slope to Did you know that your neighbors aren't vaccinated? Did you know that they're not vaccinated? We need to call the vax police and make sure, because it's for the greater good of society. Get the fuck out of here. What?
No,
I'm done. I quit. I'm done. You no longer get to peer pressure me into your stupidity. Unless you're paying me. And I'm expensive. You can be easy or you can be cheap. You cannot be both. Listen from my father.
are you sure? Because I think I know some people that are both.
Mm-hmm. Again, the two professions that have something in common.
Strikingly similar.
Strikingly similar. You can be cheap or you can be easy.
Okay.
You will never make it anywhere being cheap and easy.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
You can be cheap or you can be easy. I'm easy. You want me to wear a mask? My going rate's about $55 an hour. It's cash only. And if you're wearing a mask, I guarantee you're not using cash. And if it's a Sunday or if it's after 6, I'm charging shift diff and holiday diff and weekend differential. So therefore, you're starting at about $75 an hour if you catch me on a Sunday.
How long do you think it's going to be before they start telling us that cash is suspicious?
They already have.
Have they? Oh, I missed
Did
that.
you miss the coin shortage? Because they quit making it?
No, like they're going to talk about how suspicious cash is because it's related to the criminal activity.
Oh, yeah, it's already there.
Well, I mean, that's not widespread.
Tell it is in law enforcement.
Yeah, because
Anything more than
civil
10
has
grand.
forfeiture, but
Yeah.
the general public doesn't think that yet. Not quite
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
They're close, just not quite there.
There's a question last week on whether we should notify authorities because somebody paid for a car in cash.
So I should not do that. Is what you're
No, it's $60,000. That's what I'm saying.
saying. This is why I buy from individuals.
I'm done. No more, no longer. I'm done taking shit from people. When it comes to COVID, I'm done. Because the faster everybody gets it, the faster herd immunity happens, the faster 99.85% of the country, world, survives and moves on, and we go, shit, what are we going to do about flu next year? 6% of the people are going to die.
Yep.
You're running down this rabbit hole and everybody's eating it up, and by God, let somebody come at me with this mask thing. Because I played polite and I played nice for a long time. I did. Because that guy in Best Buy that day,
Yeah.
I played polite, I've played nice, I've played your little fuck games. I'm done. Now it's on. Especially if you yell at me in front of my kids. Now it's on. Oh, look at that. Time's up. We ended up COVID for a solid hour.
58 minutes.
You have a tagline? Yeah.
Oh, no. I keep forgetting about that. Be bold, buy gold.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Coronavirus 2020.
Question COVID. Question everything. Fall for nothing and be prepared to fight for everything. That being said, find us on social media. We're everywhere. I'm everywhere. He's still in the Stone Age. And you can find this podcast on anywhere you get your podcast: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, Anchor, etc. Tell your friends, tell your family, because we can only go as far as you let us. Until next time, till Valhalla, guys. Bye!